circuit current, 10th class physical science. Again, we discuss factors affecting the resistance of material. Okay, generally 4 methods are there. So today we discuss some part, that is the length of the conductor. Length of the conductor. Factor affecting the resistance of material. So in the case, length of the conductors. Different lengths of materials, like same material, same area of cross section. So first of all, construct the circuit through connecting wires between point P and Q. It is a positive, it is a negative. It is the key, ammeter. Different lengths, 10 centimeter, 15 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 25 centimeter length. But it is the same material, same area of cross section, but different lengths. So lengths we are taking here 10 centimeter, 15 centimeter, 20 centimeter. Same area of cross section, same material of iron spoke. So I am taking here first iron spoke that have different lengths. First I am taking 10 centimeter of iron spoke, place it between the P and Q point. P and Q point. These are initially 10 centimeter. Now press the key. When we are press the key, flow of current passing through the circuit or through the iron spoke from positive to negative end. Here we take the 10 centimeter of length. 10 centimeter of length. Now we can note down the current across the ammeter. So we are taking the measuring of current at ammeter. So note down and write in your notebook. So first 10 centimeter is clear. Next, instead of 10 centimeter, okay, 15 centimeter. 15 centimeter iron spoke, you are arranged in between P and Q. 15 centimeter of length of iron spoke instead of 10 centimeter length of iron. And now we can press the key. Flow of current from positive end of battery passing through the iron spoke to the negative end of the battery. Note down the reading at ammeter area. That reading note down your notebook. Okay. So second case is also over. 15 centimeter also over. Next, 20 centimeter instead of 15 centimeter of iron spoke between the P and Q points. Now we are press the key, flow of current from positive end to negative end through the 20 centimeter length of iron spoke. Again we can take the current reading at ammeter area. You can note down in your notebook of these 3 readings. What do you notice that? What do you notice here? When length can be increases, here flow of current can be decreases. Means here according to this situation, length increases, resistance is also increases. So that's why resistance is directly proportional to length. We conclude that. So the resistance is depending on length of the conductor. Why? Because we are increasing the length of the iron spokes, decreasing of current across the ammeter in the circuit. You can observe. Means length increases, flow of current is decreases. Means so length is inversely proportional to current, but that resistance is directly proportional to length, directly proportional to length at constant temperature and cross-sectional areas. At constant temperature and cross-sectional areas. So that's why resistance is depending on length. Resistance is directly proportional to length. So next factors affecting the resistance of material. Next one, area of cross section. Area of cross section and resistance. And resistance. So again we can take materials, collect iron spokes of equal length and different area of cross section. Collect the iron rods, equal length and different area of cross section. Make a circuit. Again you draw the circuit, you can make the circuit between P point and the Q point connection with the battery terminals of positive and negative, key and ammeter. Ammeter is always series in the circuit. So we are taking a first material, iron spoke or iron rod. Okay, iron rod. This is a common length but different area of cross section. So same length, different area, different area of cross section, different area of cross section. Okay, iron rod is common, only one rod, so single material, same length, different area of cross section of iron rods were collected and make circuit with using of battery, key, ammeter between P and Q point. First of all, we are taking one area of cross section of the iron rod fixed between the P and Q. P and Q. Now press the key. Now press the key. What will happen? Flow of current from positive end to negative end through iron rod. Now you can note down the flow of current in the circuit at ammeter. That value note down in your book or our notebook. It is the first area of cross section of the body. Now we are taking second area of cross section. Next area of cross section of the iron rod instead of first one. Okay, again we can take readings. When we are press the key, the flow of current passing from positive terminal to negative terminal through the iron rod. Now we can note down the next area of cross section of current. Means we are taking a symphonic graph. A1 is the first area cross section, A2 second area of cross section, third area of cross section. Note down the current. Note down the current. It is the areas, different areas. It is the flow of current. Okay. So first of all, you note something. Okay. Next, second one, you are arranged or place it between the P and Q. Press the key. Flow of current passing through the iron rod and come back to the negative end. Note down the reading from ammeter and switch off the key and we take the third area of cross section of the iron rod instead of second iron rod. Fix it between the P and Q. Okay, press the key. Now flow of current from positive end to negative end passing through the third unit area of rod, iron rod. Now we can note down the area value. That means a different area. So we are note the current across the ammeter. So what you notice between these three readings, from these three readings, so area of cross sections are different, the flow of current also different. Different area of cross section can give the different area of cross section can give the different flow of current in the circuit. So area of cross section is increases, flow of current also increases. Area of cross section is increases, flow of current is also increases. We can conclude from this experiment, area is increases, current is increases means resistance is decreases. Resistance is decreases means, so we finally conclude, so area can be increases, resistance is decreases. So that's why resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section at constant temperature and area of cross length of the iron spoke. Okay, resistance is inversely proportional to area at constant temperature and length of the conductor. Okay, we are getting here area and length concepts. Area and length concept. Length, resistance is directly proportional to length, and resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Area of cross section. So these two are depending resistance. We are getting already factory effects of resistance of material. So first, resistance is directly proportional to length. Resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Okay, so generally resistance can depending on temperature, nature of material, length of the conductor, area of cross section. Length of the conductor can give resistance is directly proportional to length. Area of cross section can give resistance is inversely proportional to area. So now I am writing resistance is directly proportional to length by area, or equal to rho L by A. Here rho is called proportionality constant. Rho is called proportionality constant. That can write here specific resistance or resistivity Okay, rho is called specific resistance or resistivity. Okay, specific resistance or resistivity. So therefore rho is equal to R into A by L. Rho equal to R into A by L. Now we write the units. Now you can write the units. So resistance is ohm, meter square per meter. Meter cancel. Ohm meter. So density, resistivity unit is ohm meter. Ohm meter. Okay, ohm meter. Next, reciprocal of resistivity is called conductivity. It is indicated to sigma is equal to 1 by rho. Sigma equal to 1 by rho. Reciprocal of resistivity is called conductivity. Units. Okay, inverse means ohm meter. This can write Siemens meter inverse. Siemens meter inverse or ohm meter inverse is the unit of conductivity. Reciprocal of resistivity is called conductivity. So what is the resistivity in specific resistance or resistivity? So here rho equal to RA by L, unit ohm meter, and sigma I am taking, that is the conductivity. Reciprocal of resistivity is called conductivity. So specific resistance can depending on temperature and nature of the material. Specific resistance can be depending on nature of the material and same as temperature. Here we discuss the resistance also. Resistance also can depending on temperature, nature of the material, and area of cross section or length of the given bodies. It is the depending. But what is the difference between the resistance and resistivity? So resistivity means it is a specific resistance, a particular value, particular properties of resistance. So next we can discuss the resistivity. Conductivity is higher, resistivity is the lower. So that's why here resistivity of copper is very less, while conductivity is more. Copper wire or copper material conductivity is more, so resistivity is very less. That's why making of current or electrical wire purpose we can use the copper wires. And same as we can see filaments in the bulb. Making of bulbs we can use the filament. That filament by using the tungsten. Tungsten is the higher resistivity and high melting points. So that's why it is the insulator. So according to this, conductor have the less resistivity, insulator have the more resistivity. So order of insulators 10 to the power of 14 to 10 to the power of 16. The order of resistivity of insulator 10 to the power of 14 to 10 to the power of 16. But you are known everyone. So materials like three types: conductors, insulators and semiconductors. So resistivity is high in insulator, less in conductors, in between semiconductors. We are observe here alloy metals have more resistivity. Alloy metals you know everyone. So nickel, manganese, constantan, these are tungsten, these are all alloy metals. Alloy metals have high resistivity. Okay, no. So less conductivity. So that's why insulator resistance is more than conductor. And we are observe semiconductor. Semiconductors in between the conductors and insulator of resistivity, means in between conductors and lesser than the greater than the conductor, lesser than the insulator. So like you know everyone, germanium and silicon. These two material you can making of transistors, integrated circuit purpose you can utilize. So semiconductor resistivity is in between conductor and insulator. So greater than to conductor and lesser than to insulator. So this is the resistivity. So next we will discuss combination of resistors. Basically two combinations are there. First combination we will discuss series connection of resistors. Series connection of resistor. What is a series? Series means so two rods or two resistors joined end to end. That is combination, series combination. So first of all, take different types of bulbs. So first of all, I am taking first bulb, and it is the second bulb, it is the third bulb. These are connected end to end. These ends are connected battery positive and negative terminal with ammeter and key. Okay, here individual potential meters means voltmeter. It is the bulb, it is a voltmeter. Voltmeter. Three bulbs are connected end to end, means first bulb second end is connected to second bulb first end. Second bulb second end is connected to third bulb first end. And first bulb first end, last bulb second end is connected battery terminals with ammeter and key. Now we can take the readings, means resistance of the given bulbs individually by using of multimeter. Note down the readings on notebook. Next we can find out the potential differences across the battery terminal and individual of bulbs. Here it is the V1, here it is the V2, it is the V3. Okay, what you notice here, we are conclude or we notice sum of potentials, means here potential difference across the battery is equal to sum of potentials of individual bulbs. V1 plus V2 plus V3. You notice here, potential difference across the battery is equal to sum of individual potentials of across the individual bulbs. V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. But flow of current in this circuit is common. We are giving the I current, we are getting also I current when we are press the key. So next, instead of bulbs, we can take the resistance. This is a symbol of resistance. Battery, ammeter, key. So we are arranged here voltmeter V1, here voltmeter V2, here voltmeter V3. You can do flow of current in the circuit. Instead of resistance we are taking, when we are key press, flow of current in the circuit. Okay, so flow of current in the circuit is common. Now potential difference across the R1 means it is the R1 resistance, it is the R2 resistance, it is the R3 resistance. We are getting here also same, R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Effective resistance in the series combination equal to sum of individual resistance, R equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So now we can write here simply R1 potential difference across the R1. Potential difference across R1, that is equal to potential difference across R is, okay, you write V1 is equal to IR1. Potential difference across the R2 is V2 equal to IR2. Potential difference across the R3 is V3 equal to IR3. Okay, you know everyone, but according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So we are getting all values, that value substitute in this area. Okay, IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Both sides I's are common. We are getting resultant or effective is R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay, R effect is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this is called series connection. Series connection of resistors. Series connection of resistors. So we are known on R1 plus R2 plus R3. So what happens when one of the resistance can break? Okay, one of the resistors in series break down. What happened? So when one resistance is the breakdown in the series combination, no flow of current passing through the circuit. That's why we can arrange the parallel combination of electric circuits inside the householding systems area. Okay, so this is called effective resistance. So we are taking the similar resistance. The effective resistance is equal to R effective is equal to N number of resistance means NR. So this is called series connection of resistance. Next connection, parallel combination. Parallel combination of resistors. Parallel combination we will discuss. Parallel means here one over to another one. First of all, I am taking first bulb and second bulb, third bulb. Points are connected, all are one point. First connections, next connections, next ends are meet, another all are one point. These two are connected with battery positive and negative terminal through ammeter and key. This is the making of circuit. Again, flow of current is passing through positive terminal and bulb 1. Here individually you are taking the potentials also, but individual potentials of this battery is all common, but flow of current in this area different, I1 and I2 and I3. And then we are getting I current. When press the key, flow of current passing through the circuit. It main current split of three currents, I1, I2, I3. So that's why I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. But according to earlier discussion, we can take the resistance. You can measure the resistance by using of multimeter. So first bulb resistance you can measure and note down, and second bulb resistance you can measure and note down, third bulb resistance you can measure and note down. Okay, next potentials are common. Potentials are common across the bulb. So now we are taking different resistance. Okay, current through R1 is current through R1 is already you know Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? V is directly proportional to I. V equal to I. V equal to IR. So here I is equal to V by R. So current through R1 is I1 is equal to V by R1. Current through R1 is equal to I1 equal to V by R. Current through R2 is I2 is equal to V by R2. Current through R3 is I3 is equal to V by R3. Okay, we are getting R1, R2, R3 means first bulb, second bulb, third bulb. Okay, current through first bulb, current through second bulb, current through third bulb. Okay, so I1 equal to V by R1, I2 equal to V by R2, I3 equal to V by R3. Okay, we are getting this current through the three bulbs. So here we can observe all first terminals are meet at single point, all second terminals are meeting another point. These are connected to the battery positive and negative terminal through ammeter and key. Okay, so now you know already. So here flow of current at first end is equal to sum of individual currents. So now I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So I means V by R is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Both sides V's are common, so can common and cancel. V by R is equal to V of 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. V cancel. 1 by R effect is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is the effective resistance. This is the effective resistance in the parallel combination. 1 by R effect equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Suppose we can two resistors we are taking. So means 1 by R effect is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So 1 by RF means R effect equal to, okay. So here LCM of this R1, R2, R1 plus R2. So R effect is equal to R1, R2 by R1 plus R2. So this is the effective resistance in the parallel combination. Effective resistance in the parallel combination R1, R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay. So here we can observe parallel combination. So number of resistors we are using. So that can write R effective is equal to N by R. Sorry, R by N. R by N. R by N. Parallel is the NR. It is the R by N. So in the parallel combination, effective resistance is less than to individual resistance. In the series combination, effective resistance is greater than to individual resistance. So that's why I am writing here R series is equal to NR and R parallel equal to R by N. Okay. So therefore R series by R parallel equal to NR by R by N. So So finally we are getting n square.